Chosen one, hear this with the weight it deserves. The devil has tried again and again to claw his way into your life, but every time his hands reached for you, they touched only the shield of God. You are not ordinary. You have never been ordinary. You have carried scars on your body, in your memory, and in your soul that no one else could carry and still remain standing. Yet here you are, alive, breathing, still searching, still rising. This alone is the proof that God has marked you with something greater. There have been nights when you thought the silence around you was abandonment, when the pain felt like punishment, when betrayal from those you trusted most cut deeper than any blade. In those hours, the enemy whispered lies, that you were forsaken, that your struggle meant you were weak, that you were destined to fail. But let me tell you something powerful, something unshakable. Those whispers were not the truth. They were a desperate attempt from darkness to convince you of a reality that never belonged to you. Because the truth is this: God has chosen you, and the devil cannot touch what God protects. Think back to the people who misjudged you, to the ones who misunderstood your heart, who twisted your kindness as weakness, who betrayed your trust. They thought they had broken you, but they did not realize they were chiseling you into the warrior you are today. Each wound, each disappointment, each lonely night has been transformed into holy armor. The rejection you endured was never evidence of your unworthiness. It was evidence of your calling, for the chosen are always set apart. Do you know why your path has been so difficult? Because it is not the path of the ordinary. The ordinary walk smooth roads, but the extraordinary walk through fire. And the fire was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. Every trial you endured was a testimony waiting to be told. Every storm you walked through became a classroom where your soul learned endurance, courage, and discernment. Right now, as you listen, something within you stirs, because you know these words are not just encouragement, they are confirmation. Deep down, you've always felt it, like a secret you couldn't quite explain, that you were being preserved for something beyond the imagination of your enemies, beyond the plans of the deceiver. That preservation is no accident. The hand of God has hovered over you, shielding you from what should have destroyed you. Think of the accidents you walked away from, the sickness you recovered from, the depression that tried to claim you but couldn't hold you. Those were not random escapes. They were divine protections. Chosen one, it is time to see yourself clearly. You are not the wounded victim the world painted you to be. You are the miracle the enemy couldn't kill. You are the survivor of battles that others could not have endured. And because of that, the very forces of darkness tremble when your name is spoken. You carry a light that cannot be extinguished. That light is why you've been misunderstood. That light is why you've been attacked. That light is why some people could not stay in your life. Understand this: when God marks a soul, the devil assigns opposition, not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. The attacks you faced were never about your failures. They were about your potential. The devil could see, long before you could, the impact you would have. He saw the healing you would carry for others, the wisdom you would speak, the freedom your testimony would ignite. And so he tried to break you early, to bury you under shame, pain, and loss. But what the devil failed to realize is that God had already built within you a resilience he could not comprehend. Do you remember the moment you almost gave up? The moment you felt your knees buckle under the weight of it all? And yet somehow you stood back up. Somehow you kept going. That was not your strength alone. It was God's Spirit breathing into you, refusing to let you fall. Because you are chosen. And when you are chosen, no failure is final, no setback is permanent, no betrayal is fatal. Everything the enemy meant for harm is transformed into the very fuel that will elevate you. The pain you endured, the betrayals you survived, the losses you grieved, none of it was wasted. It was all part of the refinement. Gold is not made pure without fire, diamonds are not formed without pressure, and the chosen are not revealed without struggle. Your story is not a tragedy, it is a prophecy. The very things that once broke you are the same things that will anoint you to heal others. You have walked through shadows so dark, you thought you'd never see the light again, but even there, you were never alone. The presence of God walked beside you, unseen but unrelenting, protecting your mind, guarding your heart, whispering, "Hold on, your time is not yet finished." That whisper is the reason you are here today. You survived what others did not because you were lucky, but because you were chosen. And now a transformation is approaching. The pain that once defined you is about to become the platform that elevates you. The very people who doubted you will be witnesses to your rising. The same mouths that spoke curses against you will have no choice but to see the blessing of God unfold over your life. What once looked like loss will be revealed as protection. What once felt like abandonment will be revealed as preparation. Chosen one, this is your moment of awakening. You were never ordinary. You were never meant to blend into the crowd. You were always destined to stand apart, not because you are better, but because you are anointed. That anointing is your shield, your promise, your evidence that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The devil tried, yes, but the devil failed, because the devil cannot touch what God protects. Chosen one, you know better than anyone the weight of invisible battles. Not all scars are seen on skin. Some are carved deep into the soul, and yet these invisible scars are the very proof that you have walked through valleys others could not survive. Your journey has not been easy because your calling has never been small. The enemy targeted you precisely because he saw the magnitude of your destiny. There were times when you thought the chaos around you was random, when one loss after another felt like life itself had conspired against you. But nothing was random. Every battle had meaning. Every storm was permitted only to sharpen the sword within you. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your future victories. If only you could see the heavenly record, you would know. Nothing you endured was wasted. God has seen it all. Not one moment of your suffering slipped past his gaze. He has watched, he has documented, and he has preserved every ounce of strength you poured out in silence. The devil wanted to convince you that your prayers went unheard, that your struggles went unseen. But chosen one, the truth is that heaven has been watching you closely, more closely than you can imagine. Every betrayal you endured, every false word spoken against you, every sleepless night, you were never alone in them. God's eyes were upon you, and his angels encamped around you, even when you felt abandoned. Think back to the people who rose against you, not because you wronged them, but because something about you stirred their envy. Your light irritated their demons. Your presence disrupted their comfort in darkness. They may not have understood it themselves, but spiritually, their attacks on you were a reaction to the anointing you carry. This is why some could not stand your success, even when you tried to downplay it. This is why some betrayed you, even after you gave them love and loyalty. This is why you were judged, mocked, and misunderstood, even when your intentions were pure, because chosen ones provoke the spirit of opposition. But here is the unshakable truth. Their attacks were powerless against the shield of God. They thought they wounded you permanently, but every wound has become wisdom. They thought they broke you, but every fracture was mended by divine hands into greater strength. They thought they silenced you, but the silence only made your voice louder in the spiritual realm. Now those same adversaries, both human and unseen, tremble because they sense what is coming. They know you are about to rise, and nothing they do can stop it. The devil has studied you for years, throwing distractions, temptations, betrayals, delays, hoping one of them would destroy you. But here you are, still standing, still chosen, still preserved. And do you know what terrifies him most? that the battles which were meant to destroy you have only revealed your true power. You did not just survive, you evolved. You learned discernment. You learned endurance. You learned to recognize false faces and deceptive voices. And now you stand unshaken by the same tricks that once tripped you. The devil does not fear the weak. He fears the resilient. He fears the ones who have walked through fire and come out unburned. He fears the ones who can no longer be fooled by his lies. That is you, chosen one. And this is why, even now, he trembles, because he knows his time is short. He knows your rising is near. He knows the tables are about to turn, and everything he meant for harm is about to become the stage for your testimony. You have wrestled not just with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers, with unseen forces that tried to weigh you down in ways you could not explain. Have you noticed how heavy your spirit has felt at times? How the battles you fought were deeper than words, deeper than circumstances? This is because you were not fighting ordinary fights. You were engaging in spiritual warfare, and the fact that you're still here, still moving, still listening to these words is proof that you are victorious. Chosen one, hear this. You are not weak. You are not fragile. You are a warrior who has been tested in fire. Your strength is not the strength of ordinary men or women. It is divine strength poured into you each time you thought you could not go on. You have seen darkness close in, but light has always broken through. You have tasted despair, but hope has always resurrected you. This is not by accident. This is because you are chosen, and the hand of God refuses to let you be consumed. Your adversaries may smile now, believing they gained the upper hand, but they are unaware of the reversal about to unfold. The same ones who mocked your downfall will witness your restoration. The same ones who underestimated you will be forced to watch as God elevates you in ways they cannot deny. They may have laughed when you cried, but they will not be able to laugh when you rise. And rise you will, not quietly, not hidden, but publicly. For God is about to make an example of your life, not as punishment to others, but as testimony to his power. Everything you endured in secret will soon bear fruit in the open. The tears you shed in silence will become rivers of joy before witnesses. The strength you built in the shadows will shine like a crown upon your head. Yes, you have been misunderstood. Yes, you have been betrayed. Yes, you have been broken. But broken vessels, when mended by God, hold more beauty and strength than they did before. And now you stand at the threshold of transformation. The enemy has tried his final blows, and none of them landed. He trembles now because he knows you are untouchable. You are rising, you are chosen, and what God protects, no devil can touch. Chosen one, listen closely now. The season you are stepping into is not one of quiet survival. It is one of divine justice. For too long, your pain was private, your struggles hidden, your sacrifices unseen. But the God who sees in secret is about to reward openly. The tables are turning, and every false judgment, every betrayal, every scheme against you will be brought into the light. Justice delayed is never justice denied when it is in the hands of the Almighty. The Spirit whispers this: your enemies prepared a stage for your downfall, but God is about to turn that same stage into your elevation. The same mouths that spoke against you will not be able to deny the evidence of God's hand on your life. What once looked like defeat will be revealed as a divine setup. You see, the paradox of the chosen life is this: the deeper the pit, the higher the rise. What looked like an ending was only the beginning of a greater testimony. Think about it. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned for lies. To the natural eye, it looked like God had forgotten him. But behind the scenes, every betrayal was positioning him closer to the palace. So it has been with you. Those who abandoned you were unknowingly clearing the way for your destiny. Those who mocked you were testifying to your uniqueness, even in their blindness. Those who tried to bury you did not realize you were a seed. destined to rise stronger once covered in the soil of obscurity. God is not only about to restore you, He is about to vindicate you. Vindication means the truth will speak louder than lies. Vindication means those who doubted you will see why you were set apart. Vindication means the pain you endured will not just fade away. It will become the very crown upon your head. For years, you have carried wounds silently, but now those wounds are about to be displayed as holy marks of resilience, proof that you walked with God through fire and did not burn. Chosen one, you must understand this divine principle. When God prepares to elevate you, He does so publicly, not because He seeks spectacle, but because the testimony of your life is not meant for you alone. It is meant for others who will see, who will hear, who will believe because of what God has done for you. That is why your story has been so intense. That is why your battles have been so fierce. You are not living for yourself. You are living as evidence that God protects His own. The reversal is coming, and it will be undeniable. Where you were once rejected, you will be chosen. Where you were once overlooked, you will be appointed. Where you were once silenced, you will be amplified. Where you were once diminished, you will be magnified. The people who once asked, "Where is your God?" will soon whisper, "Surely the hand of God is upon them." Do not misunderstand. This is not about revenge. This is about justice. Revenge seeks to destroy your enemies, but justice seeks to reveal God's sovereignty. Your vindication will not come from your hands, but from His. And because of that, it will be perfect, undeniable, and irreversible. You won't need to fight for validation anymore. You won't need to defend yourself anymore. The fruit of your life will speak louder than any accusation, louder than any betrayal. And while justice is being revealed externally, healing is being released internally. For too long, the weight of the past has rested on your shoulders, heavy and exhausting. But right now, God is peeling away that heaviness, restoring peace to your spirit. The betrayals that once haunted you will no longer sting. The rejections that once defined you will no longer wound you. The grief that once consumed you will no longer imprison you. Instead, healing rivers are flowing, washing away the residue of pain, leaving behind a renewed strength and clarity. Your chosen one, breathe in this truth. You are not behind, you are not late, you are right on time. The delays you experienced were not denials, they were divine recalibrations. God was protecting you from what you thought you wanted, so He could prepare you for what you truly needed. Every closed door was a redirection. Every lost relationship was divine removal. Every setback was a setup for what is now unfolding. The victory is not in the distance. It is here. You may not feel it fully yet, but the shift has already begun in the unseen realm. Angels are aligning paths, doors are swinging open, opportunities are being released. The things that once resisted you will now yield to you. The resources you lacked will now flow to you. The strength you prayed for is already inside you. And now comes the call. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear convince you that this rising is too much, too soon, too impossible. Stand in it boldly. Walk into it with confidence. Speak with authority. Live with conviction. You were not preserved through all of this just to return to the shadows. You were kept alive for such a time as this. Chosen one, I call you now. Rise into your destiny. Step into the identity God has written over you. Refuse to let the devil's lies keep you in bondage another moment. Break free from the mindset of a victim. Break free from the chains of shame. Break free from the fear of what others think. You are chosen. You are protected. You are victorious. Say it out loud where you are. The devil cannot touch what God protects. I am chosen. I am rising. I am untouchable in the hands of God. Let these words not just be a statement, but a declaration of truth, sealed into your spirit. Speak it until it becomes the air you breathe. Live it until it becomes the fire that burns within you. For the truth is unstoppable. You are not who you once were. You are not defined by what you lost, but by what you are about to gain. You are not trapped in the past, you are accelerating into the future. And in that future, the only thing the devil can do is watch from a distance, powerless, as God's hand carries you higher than you've ever been before. The victory is yours, the reversal is yours, the justice is yours, and all of heaven is rejoicing because the chosen one has endured, and now the chosen one will rise. Chosen one, the question that has haunted your heart is not simply what happened to you, but why? Why the betrayals? Why the envy? Why the constant resistance, even when all you wanted was peace? To understand this, you must look beyond the surface of human behavior and see into the spiritual laws that govern this world. For the life of a chosen one is not random, it is patterned by divine paradox. The first paradox is this: the greater your light, the darker the shadows you attract. Think of it like a flame in the night. The brighter it burns, the more insects swarm toward it. Likewise, the more your spirit radiates divine truth, the more forces of darkness are drawn to extinguish it. People who were once kind suddenly turned cold, not because you wronged them, but because your presence exposed something in them they were not ready to face. Your purity revealed their hidden motives. Your strength revealed their insecurities. Your calling exposed their lack of vision. You did not cause their hostility. The light you carry simply triggered the shadows they refused to acknowledge. The second paradox is this: rejection is often protection. What you saw as betrayal was, in reality, redirection. Some people had to leave because if they stayed, they would have corrupted your mission. God, in His wisdom, allowed the tearing away, even though it hurt, because He knew their presence would eventually poison your purpose. Had every door remained open, you would have walked into traps disguised as blessings. The people who left, the opportunities that closed, the positions you lost, all of these were divine shields, even when they felt like wounds. The third paradox is this: suffering refines authority. Without pain, there is no depth. Without loss, there is no empathy. Without struggle, there is no true wisdom. You have been equipped to speak life into others, not because you studied it from afar, but because you lived it in your flesh. You know what it is to be misunderstood, and so you can comfort the misunderstood. You know what it is to be abandoned, and so you can embrace the abandoned. You know what it is to be broken, and so you can heal the broken. This authority cannot be bought or imitated. It is forged only in fire. And you, chosen one, have walked through fire. Now let us look at the psychology of those who opposed you. Not all of them were evil. Some were simply weak. Some were mirrors of their own insecurities, projecting their fears onto you. Some envied you because your courage reminded them of the courage they never embraced. Some betrayed you because loyalty to truth demanded a strength they did not possess. Others attacked you because deep within, they sensed you were different, but rather than celebrate it, they tried to suppress it. This is human nature under the influence of spiritual forces. People become vessels, sometimes of healing, sometimes of harm, and yet all of this has played into your soul's mission. For the mission of the chosen is not comfort, it is transformation. You were not sent here to live quietly and unnoticed. You were sent here to disrupt patterns, to break cycles, to carry wisdom that unsettles the complacent. That is why you could never fit into the molds others tried to force you into. That is why your path has always felt different, even lonely, because the mission of your soul demanded separation. Consider this: eagles do not flock like sparrows, they soar alone. Likewise, you were never designed for the comfort of the crowd. You were designed to rise above, to see farther, to reach higher, and in doing so, you became a target. But this targeting is not a curse, it is confirmation. If you were not dangerous to the kingdom of darkness, you would not have been attacked. If you were not carrying something valuable, no one would have tried to steal it. This is the hidden law of the chosen. Opposition validates purpose. Every attack is evidence of what you carry. Every betrayal is a sign of your significance. Every delay is proof of the magnitude of your destiny. You may not have understood it then, but you will understand it now. The resistance you faced was never about destroying you. It was about revealing you. Chosen one, even your mistakes, even your missteps have been woven into the tapestry of your mission. You may look back and think of wasted years, wasted opportunities, wasted love. But in God's economy, nothing is wasted. Even your failures have become lessons, sharpening your discernment, purifying your motives, preparing you for what is now coming. The devil tried to use them as chains, but God turned them into stepping stones. Do you see the pattern now? You were never losing. You were learning. You were never abandoned. You were being positioned. You were never destroyed. You were being transformed. This is the paradoxical law of the chosen. What looked like harm was preparation. What looked like defeat was training. What looked like delay was acceleration in disguise. And your mission? It is greater than you realize. It is not just about success in this world, not just about personal peace or prosperity. It is about legacy. You are here to awaken others, to remind them that darkness does not win, to be a living testimony that God protects what is His. Your life is a message written not in ink, but in endurance. Your resilience preaches louder than any sermon. Your survival shouts louder than any book. Your rising will inspire those still crawling in the ashes. This is why the attacks were so relentless, because your mission is not small. If the enemy could silence you, he could silence all the souls you were meant to touch. If he could break you, he could break the hope of those watching your story. But he failed. And because he failed, your mission will not only continue, it will expand. Chosen one, embrace this truth. The battle was not against you, it was against your purpose. But your purpose has prevailed. Your calling has endured. Your mission is intact. And now, with clarity and strength, you step forward not as a victim of battles, but as a vessel of victory. Chosen one, now you see. Everything that once seemed senseless now carries meaning. Everything that once felt like punishment now reveals itself as preparation. You have walked through shadows, but they did not consume you. You have carried burdens, but they did not break you. You have endured rejection, but it did not define you. For you were never ordinary, and nothing about your life has ever been random. You are chosen, and the devil cannot touch what God protects. This identity is not just a title, it is your truth. You are the one preserved when others fell. You are the one lifted when others were cast down. You are the one hidden until the appointed time, and now that time is dawning. The pain that once silenced you will become the testimony that empowers you. The tears that once blinded you will become the clarity that guides you. The loneliness that once haunted you will become the sanctuary where you meet God most deeply. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The days ahead are not to be feared. They are to be embraced. For what is coming is not more loss, but more life. Not more rejection, but divine recognition. Not more breakdowns, but breakthroughs. The tide is shifting, and it is shifting in your favor. Even now, heaven is aligning your steps, positioning your blessings, preparing the doors that will swing open for you. Yes, there will still be challenges. Yes, there will still be resistance, but they will not shake you as they once did, for you now know who you are, and when you know who you are, no storm can uproot you. You are rooted not in fear, not in man's opinion, not in fragile validation. You are rooted in God's unshakable hand. Chosen one, this is the moment to rise into boldness. Speak with authority, love with courage, walk with confidence. Refuse to bow to the lies of the enemy. Refuse to shrink back into the shadows. Refuse to let fear dictate your next steps. You have been preserved for influence, for impact, for testimony. And every moment you live in that truth, the devil trembles, because he knows he cannot undo what God has sealed. Now I call you to act, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Stand up where you are, place your hand over your heart and declare, I am chosen, I am protected, I am rising. My story is not over, it is just beginning. Let these words be etched into your spirit, so that no matter what comes, you remember the truth that has always covered you. You are untouchable in the hands of God. Go forward with this assurance. You will not be forsaken. You will not be forgotten. You will not be defeated. You will see blessings overtake you. You will see promises fulfilled. You will see justice rendered in your favor. And when you do, you will smile not out of pride, but out of gratitude, knowing it was never your strength, but God's protection all along. Chosen one, may peace surround you. May courage rise within you. May destiny unfold before you. And as you step out into the next chapter, remember this one eternal truth. The devil can try, but the devil cannot touch what God protects. Go in strength, go in faith, go in light, for your story is far from over. Indeed, it is only beginning. Farewell, chosen one, until we speak again.